I'm Joseph Zeuner, son of Jennifer Zeuner, and I work with the business for the past around 6 years, really supporting the e-commerce channel and operations across e-commerce, wholesale, dropship, and then working on special projects, larger commercial projects like highlights on QVC and the Today Show, FabFitFun boxes. Jennifer Zeuner operates in lots of different channels. We have our online business that's powered by Shopify. We sell in big box retailers, Bloomingdale, Shopbop, Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, Saks, and then lots of specialty boutique retailers throughout the United States, as well as through Faire, the online wholesale marketplace. And we do occasional pop-ups and different events using Shopify POS. Pre-Fulfil, the business was growing year over year, and we didn't have a core operating system. We switched from Magento to Shopify in around 2018, which was a big step forward. And then we used TradeGecko for a few years, which no longer exists. We had a lot of different challenges. The key challenge was really around personalization, personalized jewelry. So a lot of our jewelry is custom, where you can order your name, initials, customize the different symbols on the jewelry. And we were trying to find a system that could help us manage that process in a streamlined, automated way, where from the moment a customer placed their order on our website with their personalization, all the way to getting that personalization to a supplier or multiple suppliers, it was automated. And we really found, after scoping a few different softwares, we went through a failed implementation with a jewelry-specific software, a much smaller software, much smaller team, and the Shopify integration just wasn't strong. All of the integrations were being done via EDI, which works for some businesses, but really API integrations for a lot of these channels are often a lot stronger, faster, more reliable inventory syncs. And we just found that the software, it didn't meet our needs. The integrations weren't great, and it just wasn't a scalable system, it seemed. It seemed like it'd be adding more work, not taking away work. We used to have, it was all in one physical warehouse. We had our wholesale inventory separate from our dropship inventory, separate from our e-commerce inventory, because the channels were different, the inventory syncs were different. Our wholesale partners wanted to have access to inventory that's often at higher volumes and more specific SKUs. Our dropship inventory, we were syncing manually, so we kept that separate. And then we did daily and weekly updates to the inventory in the different dropship systems. And then for e-commerce, we had to keep it separate to not oversell. And when we switched to Fulfil, we combined all of the inventory into one warehouse. And we used different rules in Fulfil to hold back inventory to different channels, to make inventory available in different channels. And that was a major time savings. It increased inventory accuracy, because we didn't have the same SKU living in the same warehouse, but in 3 or 4 different virtual warehouses. It also allowed us to be more flexible with the inventory that we held on hand, because we could have the same inventory available on the website and dropship and not need to overstock, so that we had availability on different channels. And then our personalized jewelry, with all of the automations that we put in place and just the streamlining, we were able to take the production time down significantly. I think it was over 30% that we shorten the production time for the personalized jewelry, just due to the scanning and the automations and the Google Sheets that were just all automated, and all of our suppliers had visibility. I think we went down an employee when we implemented Fulfil. Our goal was really to automate, streamline, remove manual work, not add to the work. We looked at Skubana, we looked at Cin7, and what we found was the Fulfil team was really willing to work with us. The Fulfil team was a partner, and something that still to this day with Fulfil is that your team really helped us improve our processes, systems, and workflows. It wasn't just a software that we were buying. It was, how are we going to improve our financial accuracy? How are we going to track month-end close? How are we going to take jewelry through multi-step production, where it's going from Florida to New York to overseas and back, really minimizing the cost, streamlining those processes. And then also the personalization piece was huge. Every time I've looked at other ERPs, pulling in the metadata of Shopify products is not something that many systems do, or they want to charge high custom fees for, or you have to do yourself via the API. And with Fulfil, it's just built into the Shopify settings. We were able to, with Fulfil, run multi-channel inventory, integrate all of our different channels into one place. We manage dropship automatically. So I've worked with, at Jennifer Zeuner and with other brands, many different ERPs, and the Shopify integration on Fulfil just doesn't compare. I would say that the ease of setup, the sync, the timing, also the constant updates every month. Fulfil is updating, doing product updates, keeping up with where Shopify is at, the new API calls, etc., and just the way that the integration works. I work with an ERP where inventory was updated once a night at 4 a.m. Between Shopify retail and different channels, and that was the only inventory sync available. So just the complexity, but also the simplicity. On the back end, you can go in, you can make changes, you can test things, you can have a test store, a production store. We did a partnership with Good Morning America where we had a very high volume in a very short time on a Shopify store, and we were able to just link the Good Morning America Shopify store with Fulfil, and it was very easy. So I think the Shopify integration is really strong, and over time just more and more integrations keep coming out. I've been using the Fulfil MCP in cloud, which I just don't think other ERPs are not doing that at the pace that's happening right now. The Disco integration just works. Something that's key with dropship orders and these partners like Nordstrom and Neiman Marcus is that there's a tedious invoicing process that happens where every single order needs to be invoiced. And if you're not invoicing the orders properly with the right fields and reference numbers and in the right time frame, then you're not getting paid out for those orders quickly. And before Fulfil, we were manually invoicing every single order in the Disco Rhythm system. And with the Fulfil integration, those invoices just happen automatically. So all of the fields are being properly filled out automatically. They're being invoiced immediately when they ship. And it leads to faster payouts from the different wholesale partners, which was a big win for us. The Fulfil team, especially when we were getting started, I never saw the support team as a support team. They were really helping us implement the software, but also refining our business processes and workflows. It's really about how should a modern D2C brand running multiple channels with complex inventory workflows work and optimize workflows and save time. And really spending the time working through getting on Zooms. The team has come in person to our warehouse in Florida before. These are all things that are being done proactively. So our success manager, the support team, shout out to Justin, who has been at Fulfil for a long time and is a support product operations guru and really is dedicated to I know our success as a merchant, and I'm sure many other merchants' success. So they're really dedicated to the success of the business. When you compare Luminous and Fulfil, the systems they're just not comparable. The integrations weren't comparable. The product management wasn't comparable. The support team, just across the board, the integrations weren't comparable. The UX and UI, Fulfil has done a lot of work. In the past 5 years, I've really seen the software almost grow up in a way and really have excellent UX, UI. The reporting has been built out much more, and it just felt like Luminous was years behind when it came to the UX, the UI, the way that data is managed, the linking of records. I would say that the way that data is structured in Fulfil is extremely thought out. Products, invoices, sales orders, shipments, warehouses, everything is a data record in Fulfil, and it's extremely helpful to keep things extremely clean and have clean, accurate data. When we first switched to Fulfil, we had put in place a report around our sales commissions to our sales reps. And that was something that used to take our accountant multiple reports and reconciling and VLOOKUPs to get to the right report of what sales reps are supposed to get paid. And that was something that became super simple when we switched to Fulfil. Also tracking a lot of our e-commerce orders it's not typical where you place an order and you're getting it. It's being shipped out in the next day or two. With these personalized lead times, orders can take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to ship. And it used to be a really cumbersome process to track when orders are delayed, if orders are not shipping on time, and now it's very easy. We have very straightforward, simple processes where we're tracking orders. If an order is projected to be delayed, we're reaching out to that customer before it's delayed to give them that proactive notice. And all of that reporting has been super easy in Fulfil. And I think the way that AI is being built into the system is really smart. The natural search, I think in a few different places in the software now, in product search, you can just type naturally with type natural search terms, and then you're getting results based on your data in the system. Where before in a typical system, you have to type exact words and type exact types of filters. So that's been a nice little quality of life improvement. I think that the cloud integration makes it really easy to talk with your data in Fulfil, send actions back into Fulfil. I've done a lot in different WMSs and working in WMSs, working in ShipStation, working with 3PL WMSs, working in WMSs that are terminal based. And the Fulfil WMS is just so simple and so easy. The automations around scanning products, scanning labels, the way that shipping labels print automatically, that you can set up stations and just have everything happening automatically and really only using a scanner is really awesome and just so different from most WMSs that I've used. It just allows for a high volume of orders to be shipped, someone with maybe limited technical knowledge, or someone who's, if we're increasing staffing to have more people working in the warehouse, you can just use it really easily, get caught up really easily. And all of the scanning allows for really minimal error. We have probably thousands of SKUs in our warehouse at any given time. A lot of our jewelry can look similar, and we've really minimized the amount of error just using the WMS and all the scanning functionality. And the system scales up and down with where the business is at and what our needs are. If we have an order for thousands of units, it can handle it the same way that it handles an e-commerce order for 1 or 2 units. And our team is really able to use the system to just scale up and down as needed. And the processes don't change much depending on how many units are being produced, manufactured, ordered. So it's really easy for the team to scale up as needed for larger orders, and then also manage day-to-day operations of online business, the wholesale channels, the dropship. So it's just really flexible. There's this question in any e-commerce business, any direct-to-consumer business: what is your point of truth? Where are you running your reporting, your financials, your business metrics? It ends up going into your taxes. What is that point of truth? And while Shopify is a great point of truth for businesses with one channel, very few businesses these days are one channel. And in Jennifer Zeuner's Fulfil, where you have Shopify, you have multiple different dropship channels. You have over 100 specialty retail stores. You have your big box stores. You have EDI. You have Faire. Just the channels these days are endless. The ChatGPT channels are coming soon. So with all of these channels, Fulfil just makes it super straightforward to manage them. And to have one point of truth where all of your business numbers are, all of your revenue, all of your inventory. And then with having that one point of truth, integrations are really strong. Then have accurate data in all of your other systems. So just the way that everything ties together and all of your channels tie together, I think is really key for a modern D2C multi-channel business. And I know that we talked about it earlier, but really I think that the support team is a really secret weapon of Fulfil, and the way that the team is just really involved and invested. And it goes from support all the way to the CEO and COO. The implementation team, there's a few different founders at Fulfil who are involved in the day-to-day operations. And just everyone's I would say, personally invested in your business success.